granted, back then, YouTube in 2012, 2013, there wasn't a lot of like business content stuff. I know even like we probably were into fitness. And so, but even then there wasn't that much. But just educating yourself, books, that's one of the things that I think has helped us a lot.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Driven. And today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I know it's going to be more of a message to ourselves 10 years ago. So, you know, a message to young men, a message to us fresh out of high school. And I think the reason why we're bringing it up is because I guess just we're getting older. I know before we used to look at ourselves as we're just kids out of high school. We're kids, dude. Yeah. We used to be 18, 19, just living life.
18, 19, 20. And when you say living life, we were working hard, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, just navigating and living life as in, like, we didn't know what to do. We didn't have any direction. We knew, like, what we wanted to do, our goal, which was retire our parents, which we were able to do that in 2020.
Yep.
We bought them a house in 2021.
Yep.
So... yeah, it's just kind of like a message to us back in the day. Because, again, another reason why we're doing it is because we didn't have any guidance. We didn't have any mentors. We didn't have any rich family. We didn't have any family that was educated on what we wanted to do, which was business, just making money. And it sounds very surface level, but making money. But pretty much, I guess, what are some of the things you would say to yourself, you know?
Yeah, so I know definitely there's one thing that I know that we wouldn't change, and that's us getting up and doing something. Because I know we were always doing something. We were either going out, like I know you went to the superior asking for a job. Yep. You know, getting up and just doing something. That's something that I think we wouldn't change. But one of the things that I would is maybe looking at more educating myself, whether it be YouTube, whether it be like, granted, back then, YouTube in 2012, 2013, there wasn't a lot of like business content stuff. I know even like we probably were into fitness. And so, but even then there wasn't that much. But just educating yourself, books, that's one of the things that I think has helped us a lot. The Good to Great, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And if you notice that, obviously, like for me, myself, I'm not perfect. There sounds a little bit echoing. I'm not perfect, but I know that, you know, that book has helped me, at least personally, a lot. And I know, like, Good to Great, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Traction, 100 Million Offers from Hormozy. There was a lot of things that has really helped, especially without mentors, without really like any guidance. That really became our guidance in a sense, and that's what allowed us to be here where we're at right now. And so I would definitely tell myself to, you know, just continue doing stuff, you know, productive stuff, let's say, and at the same time, educate yourself. Read books, guide, especially if you have no mentors or no rich uncle or anyone like that. Definitely, I think reading books. Yeah. And what about you, Aaron?
Yeah. So I guess that's one of the things I do want to emphasize on is that I think education is going to be your number one priority. Because, again, education... it's just gonna like, and that's one of the things we did is we just educated ourselves, which allowed us to just, you know, navigate through the business, through failures, and then we were still learning, and then now we're at where we're at. So definitely I would emphasize education. I think it's very important. I think that would be at the top of the list.
100%, because from that's where pretty much everything started taking place. Because I know at the same time you could be up and doing stuff, but you could be doing the wrong stuff. You could be just, you know, working on a job without any growth or any purpose of learning or educating yourself.
The things I would say to myself is, again, like you mentioned, take action. Take action in everything. I know it's very tempting to play video games. I know it's very tempting to go out with friends. Like for me, I was like, I graduated in 2014, just hanging out with friends, you know, going out and stuff. That's fun. But I mean, if you want to really reach certain goals, it's just take actions. I know it's do the boring work, do the things that people are gonna, maybe they make fun of you. They're like, bro, why are you doing this when you could just have fun? So take action in anything. Take action. Aside from that, some of the things I would say to myself again, if I was younger, is worry about your health.
Okay, yeah.
Worry about your health. Yeah. Your fitness, how you look when it comes to doing cardio, doing... if you want to hit the gym. But I think we talked about it, that if you're going to hit the gym or do cardio, I think cardio is more important.
Yeah, it is. And just think of back then, you know, hundreds of years ago, like we weren't really weightlifting. You know, we were carrying probably like, you know, just stuff that we needed to carry, but more than anything it was just cardio, running. And I think that's what we were built for, because if you just also consider like the animals or beings that have the most endurance out of all the animals, it's humans.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to think, like more than like anyone else, any other beings. And so I think cardio is really important, because I know that also helps with just your overall cardiovascular system, your lungs and stuff. And so definitely I think that's 100% true.
Yeah. And then at least for me, the third thing I would say to myself is just remind yourself of why you're doing this thing. Of, I guess if you have certain goals, remind yourself of why. Because for us, we had that why, which is retiring our parents, retiring my mom, giving them a better life. I know we used to live in a 1-bedroom apartment, all 4 of us, me, you, my mom, my dad. They would sleep in the living room. We would sleep in the bed, and we would do bunk beds, no?
Yeah, we had bunk bed. I used to stay in the bottom, and I used to stay on the top.
Yeah, and we lived through that since we came here to the U.S. all the way until 2020, so 20 years.
20 years, yep.
20 years, we were like that. And so I know, like, at some points, and at that time we were still, I think, 23, 24, 25, living together. Me and you sharing the bed.
I think I was 26, because it was in 2020. That was 4 years ago. It's crazy to think that it was still kind of recently.
It's still recent.
So I was 26, you were 24.
Yeah. And so I say that is because I know, like, we had a lot of struggles. We had a business that made us go into 80K in debt. So it made us go in debt. I know we had jobs that didn't pay us well. I know my first job, it was at the Market Superior. I was getting paid $9 an hour. I know yours was Home Depot.
Which was $8.25, I think.
$8.25 an hour.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that minimum wage now is $18 an hour here in LA area.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Double that in a few years.
Yep.
But yeah, I say that is because I know we had a lot of failures. So we could have easily gave up and just gone different routes. Maybe gone into college, gone into management, or gotten into like a company that we would have just gotten by. But I think if that was the case, we would have still been living in that apartment.
Yeah. That
apartment, even till now, if we wouldn't gone that route. So I say that because I know there's gonna be a lot of failures, especially like if you're like us, that we didn't have any mentors or any guidance. There's gonna be a lot of failures, and it's very easy to give up.
Yeah, and then I know with that, I know we're relaying a lot of the information that we've learned throughout the time. Yeah. And so hopefully with that, at least we could offer some guidance. Yeah. And not necessarily be mentors, but there's a lot of stuff that we learned that I know we're gonna be relaying, like, and especially in the, on Instagram, TikTok, and all these other platforms, like pretty much what it is that we learned.
Yeah. And so that's what we're gonna be doing. And I know this message is, I guess, for a lot of young guys. I know we don't have all the answers. It's just, us grew from pretty much nothing, came to this country. We're still here on a work permit. Yep. That's how we're legal.
Yep.
We're Mexican. We're growing a business. Right now, the business that we're growing, it's in e-commerce in the automotive film industry. And the run rate right now that we're hitting is going to be
$3 million a year. Well, we're above $3 million a year, and it's just continually increasing.
Yeah, and we see that we're going to be increasing every year. So pretty much, I guess this message is for like the young people, for us back then in high school. So yeah, and kind of like how you were saying, it's kind of not to see, but it's more of maybe this, just by sharing our story, our information, the things that we're going through and the things that we're going to continue doing, it'll help at least one person. I think for me, that's just like,
more than enough. Then I know, and then for me, and then I for you too, especially growing up in South LA, on 56th and Figueroa, like you see a lot of stuff. Like I feel bad when like there was this old person like like still having to pick up cans or get the plastic cans to recycle, and it makes it like fuck, like it gets to me. And so I know in the future, when we're better off, let's say, I know we're gonna be doing a lot of good stuff too. And at least for me, right? And I think it's the same for you, that if we could provide this information to where people are actually doing good and they're able to do good, I think it's good. I don't know, and it sounds maybe like cringe, cliche, and kind of, but that's a genuine feeling that I have. Like I know we're gonna be doing a lot of good stuff in the future, like especially like helping out. One of the things that like I would love to do is like how we used to do the seminars for the for insurance and finance. Like just this is what you do. Just focus, and then this is in business, right? Like just in Washington and Hoover, just those kind of learning centers, and just reaching out, hey, we do this, we could give them a class or education, and just just
Yep.
give.
Yep,
Because
yep.
I know that's gonna be more than kind of like that phrase or saying of like, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime.
Yep.
And I feel like that's something that we could definitely do and offer. And obviously we could, once we're better off, maybe do stuff like that.
Contribute, yeah.
And so like it's just like a cycle. Like we grow, we help, not only like in the financial, let's say, but in the education, and then in education people also learn, they grow, and it's kind of like just
Yeah.
a cycle.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. And I think just one of the other things is also, I mean, this may sound nice, everything. At the same time, I know we said, educate, on some of the things that we would tell ourselves. So education, getting up and doing stuff, and at the same time, like health. And so with that, another thing that I would even add is be prepared to sacrifice. Because I feel like it's very hard to do all of that. I feel like we've talked about like you have to prioritize.
Yep.
And so one of the things is maybe sacrifice. Because
Yep.
for us, like compared to other people or other people our age, I don't think we went out like other people. I don't think we had fun like other people.
No.
I don't think we, like what people our age would have done. I don't think like, okay, maybe I like me personally, right? I started drinking, or I started my first taste was when I was 26.
Yeah.
But we never touched drugs. We never and so,
Yeah, and I guess to clarify, because I'm pretty sure we're on the same page, that the definition of fun that you're saying that is kind of like the traditional, like what like a 21-year-old would consider fun.
Yeah.
But our I think our definition of fun changed. Our definition of fun is spending time with our family.
Yeah.
Being able to provide for them, being able to just let my mom know that she doesn't have to work anymore. I think
that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
It doesn't beat that.
Yeah.
There's no feeling that beats that.
Yeah. So we didn't have the traditional fun of partying, going out, doing, I guess, drugs, or even at that age, like young age, being alcoholic, and not alcoholics, but
I got you.
Yeah, but like we didn't do that traditional sense, and like people would maybe see it from the outside and like, oh, these guys are boring. These guys are just.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I feel like people are like, wow, you guys should go out and do something. Or like, I know that like even, I forgot who I was talking to, but they're like, you just like, like do something. I'm like, but I don't consider, like, I don't want to, like, right now, like, other than, when our dog passed away, that was the only day that like two days that I was like I would have sad. Like I was like I felt bad. Because he was with us for 18 years.
18 years, yep.
But since pretty much like, I can't remember when I've been sad. I haven't been sad in a while. Like I get stressed, I get frustrated, but I've never been, okay, I'm not going to say I've never been sad, but I can't remember the last time I've been sad. And it's because I think we found purpose in what it is that we do, and, hitting our goal of retiring our parents.
Yep.
And like how you use, like there's no better feeling than that. There isn't.
Yeah, and even now, it's just, I know we have our parents, which that's our family, but I know both of us are creating families within, or like families. I know you're having there's now like a little bit more separation. I know we have our parents, but then like on my end, I just had a newborn, a daughter. So it's like every time coming home to her, like knowing like, I don't need a party. I don't need to go out. I don't need friends. Not that I don't need friends. It's just like, it sounds bad, but it isn't bad. It's like, I still have friends, right?
Yeah.
But I don't need to make new friends, or I don't need to have like 30, 40, 50 different friends for me to have a good time. It's like with just a few amount of friends that I always, we always get together. I know like there's these two brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we always like, damn, like I think that's the friendship we had since like we were 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
And so like, at least for us, I know for me, the best feeling is coming home and seeing my daughter. It's like, it feels good.
So pretty much the message to the young man is what we will tell ourselves is to educate.
Yep.
To be up and do something. Take action.
Yep.
Because the education will help you with guiding you when it comes to taking action. At the same time, I know you emphasize health, and I think that some people take for granted, because I know at a young age your body's really good and can fight off a lot of stuff. Like I know like you've also heard or seen like that at a young age, you're 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, you're able to drink, get drunk, and then the next day you're good.
You're good.
But as the older you get,
It's harder.
It's harder. Similarly, I think with the body it's different, because I know for some people it's really easy to lose weight when you're young, but when you get older it gets a lot harder. And so I think taking care of your health, like how you mentioned, is extremely important, and you know, should be top of priority, because through you everyone else is good.
Yep.
And then the last one is, you know, because there's so many things that, you know, let's say that we would focus on sacrificing on some other things that maybe like are not that important.
Yeah, and again, it's a message of what we would say to ourselves when, like, fresh out of high school. Because I know there's other people, other young men that have different purposes, that they have different goals, which is 100% okay. Because again, one of the things I'm starting to realize is that no one's gonna live your life for you, and no one should dictate how you live your life. It's you who's gonna decide. If you want to become a provider, then you have to decide it for yourself and become that provider. If you want to do something else where it's just, I guess, helping, then help, you know, by giving your time, by giving some resources. So yeah, again, for people, they're gonna have different goals, and it's up to them. No one's right or wrong. Like, no one's gonna tell you, oh yeah, your goals, your purpose is wrong.
Yeah. And for example, our goals, like return our parents, like if that's not your goal, if that's not something that you want, then I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Because like you mentioned, and that's one of the things that I have realized too, is that people are very different. They don't want, you can't expect them to be you. They're, everyone is different. And so like, I think as long as you have a goal and you're working towards that goal, and hoping that it's good, right, morally good, I think really that's, and cliche to say, but all that really matters. But yeah. Other than that, do you have anything else to add? No, it's just pretty much we're going to be sharing and documenting, like, moving forward even more. Because I know, again, because we are growing within the company, the business, we have a little bit more resources to be able to hire good people, a media team. They're solid. Everyone's solid there. So there's going to be a lot more documentation of the process. So it's just, that's what we're going to be sharing moving forward. Yeah. But other than that, so be prepared. But other than that, this has been another episode of Driven. My name is Juan. My name is Alexis. And we'll see you on the next one.